I don't feel like we really soaked in the win and the Warriors series because it was spent so much time of Raptors fans defending themselves after the KD injury, Raptors fans defending the legitimacy of the title against media people that wanted to just continuously bring up that the Warriors got banged up at the end of the series. Raptors fans, the second the series was over, seeing Adrian Wojnarowski tweet out that Masai Ujiri was going to be pitched by the Washington Wizards.
No, good stuff. Thanks.
And then Kawhi
Happy
Leonard.
birthday, Woj, by the way.
Then basically right after the parade, and not even right after the parade, during the parade, leading into the parade, do you remember the tweet New Balance put out?
Yes.
I know JR remembers this.
Yes.
New Balance tweeted out that they had a big announcement to make at the parade, that there was going to be a big announcement.
Right.
And everyone assumed that it was going to be Kawhi Leonard related, that he was going to take the mic and say that he was staying one more year in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Balance goes,
We got more shoes.
Guys, it's not about Kawhi. We're dropping new shoes. Oh, really? The shoe company is dropping new shoes? Thank you for updating everyone while they're on high alert. We were breaking down footage of him on vacation in Niagara Falls, whether people were bothering him too much at restaurants, whether or not him having a Shoppers Drug Mart bag while he was in the Bahamas counted for him loving the city of Toronto and was fully committed to being here.
You're bringing this all back.
Then there's the helicopter chase, and then he goes away, and it's in the middle of the night, and everyone wakes up to this daunting news, and then everyone kind of swings back into, oh, crap, no Kawhi Leonard. What does this mean? Are they going to rebuild? All the conversations about how do you get back to rebuilding a champion? Not anything about the current iteration of this team. And I just don't really think that we got to savor the moment the way that other franchises do.
No, especially once the season started. Like, once we got to playing games, it's been other stuff. It's been all the injuries. It's been incredible. Like, don't get me wrong. We've talked about this season, maybe the regular season being more fun than last year, but it hasn't been the celebration, the soaking in, the thinking about repeating as champions while that's still on the table.
That part of it, though, has become, I think, way more than we ever anticipated. The conversations about this team winning a championship. But even still, the turbulence of a regular season and actually being competitive and having everyone, as I've said before, outplay expectations has definitely also not – it hasn't diminished the title, obviously. If anything, it's strengthened it. But – we haven't really looked back because Raptors fans are continuously looking forward now.
Right. Yeah. No, this is it. And
had it been a lost season, we would have been just, okay, well, they lost last year, but how about this sequence from the title?
And if they had Kawhi, hey, listen, maybe they're not second in the Eastern Conference because we know Kawhi is using the regular season as a springboard towards the playoffs. And, I mean, that's scary to think about because the Clippers are still in second in the Western Conference.
Oh, no one would care about second place if Kawhi was here.
No. You could be eighth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Sixers in first round. The Raptors have Kawhi. Everyone's playing great.
Right.
Fine.
That's why I would caution all your Clippers takes about them not looking like the contenders they expect to be. We know Kawhi Leonard is a different player come end of April, and especially into May and June. So, yeah, it would be a totally different situation if Kawhi was still here. What I would liken the season to is the same feeling we had 2 years ago where they were a damn good regular season team, but there were questions about what they would be in the postseason. But all the anxiety's gone. Like, it's that without the anxiety. It's like, DeMar DeRozan, is he the guy to get you over the hump in the playoffs? Like, this team is a great regular season team, and that's all well and good, and that's something to hang your hat on. Nothing to sneeze at. Great regular season team. Lots of questions, though, going forward into the playoffs. What does it all mean? What can they do against the best teams in the Eastern Conference? Same deal 2 years ago when you're looking at the record against the really, really good teams. Now, it's a lot better than that because if those questions were legitimized in the postseason and you had an early bow out or you looked bad against one of those good teams in the playoffs, you had to blow it up. And they did. Now, they blew it up in the best possible fashion. But this year, if it doesn't go that way, you pivot and you do blow it up to a degree, but you're still resting on your championship laurels here.
I still wonder what that looks like.
I don't know.
When we're talking about looking forward, it's always been game to game now because every game matters so much for that 2 seed. Every game matters so much because it's a player getting closer and closer to health. But that's going to be a very interesting offseason.
Yep.
Win or lose.
For sure.
What the Raptors decide to do, because they will have Kyle Lowry on the final year of his deal. They will have a scenario where Marc Gasol either needs to get paid or is going to want to move on and ring chase somewhere. Man, think of the market for Marc Gasol. What if he wants to ring chase? Think of how valuable he would be to the Clippers right now.
Yeah, he has to prove that he's healthy in the postseason. And I don't think any of this regular season stuff matters as long as he plays every game in the postseason and looks like himself.
I'm just saying that the Celtics, you don't think would really love to have Marc
I
Gasol?
thought you were all about Daniel Tice.
He's really good.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention to Celtics games, which I know you are, then
Yeah.
you should know that Tice is playing extremely well.
He is.
On both ends of the floor. He's really answered the question of who's going to play major minutes for them at the 5. He's been good. Doesn't mean you don't want to add a Marc Gasol. There are probably 5 teams that feel, why wouldn't the Warriors be one of them? Why wouldn't the Warriors say, hey, we're going to return our group healthy. We have Draymond at a 5, but we'd love to have you come in and play. Don't you want to kick the ball out to Steph and Clay?
Yeah, that might work.
You want to pad some stats, Mark? You want to add to that resume a little bit?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Seem to enjoy that
Ibaka.
wine at the end of the season. You want to do some more wine on a bus?
Ibaka, same thing. Tons of suitors. Walking 18-9 this season as a starter. Don't think that people are going to be coming after him, offering the bag. Fred VanVleet. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
You don't think the Pistons are going to come? Hey, Fred, how much money did you say you wanted?
Yeah.
We have nothing on the books other than Blake Griffin's one leg.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you desire, come play for Coach Casey again.
Yeah, we obviously can't play in the big fish pond, but the medium-sized fish ponds, we can give them big fish money to try and lure them here.
So that's all. There will come a time where we look back on this thing where, I don't know, what do we do? We're just going to download files? Because I still really want to watch the entire Raptors championship run from start to finish.
Yeah.
I'll skip game 1. I don't need it. I'll skip game 1 against Orlando Magic, but everything else from that point forward, I want to watch. Who has a DVD player anymore, though?
No, you can get it digitally for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Where do I get it? Someone tell me where to buy it.
I would say, have you even attempted a Google search?
No.
I would hazard to guess that the first thing that came up would give you exactly what you're looking for.
So anyways, tonight, what I hope is that amongst all of the actual game that we're going to care about, needing the Raptors to win, caring about Kyle Lowry or Siakam, or if they're going to get Gasol back tonight, who is upgraded to questionable, or if Fred VanVleet plays or Serge, and among all the narratives that are currently sitting with this Raptors team in this very, very important regular season game, that we all kind of take a little bit of time today to remember that series against the Warriors, the ups and downs of that series, how fun that series was, the fear we felt with the impending sort of Damocles that was Kevin Durant, you and I being down at the Air Canada Center with our producer Daniele, watching Kevin Durant walk around and say, he looks good.
Yeah.
He looks ready.
No limp. I don't
Oh, crap. No limp.
And then
man.
I just remember the conversation before game 1. It's like, if they could just take game 1.
Yeah.
Like, and just make this thing a series.
You need both games because KD's coming back in game 3.
And then the heartbreak throughout that series.
The box in 1.
Yeah.
Siakam's game 1 against Draymond. The excitement of that night.
Yeah.
After Draymond Green spent an entire week talking about how he was the greatest defensive player on the planet, Siakam gave him buckets in game 1. Bucket after bucket after bucket. Pascal Siakam breakout game in game 1. Just remember that stuff. Remember Fred VanVleet locking down Steph Curry. Remember Kawhi Leonard coming out at the end of the second half and just like burying threes. Remember Kyle Lowry at the beginning of game 6 when he just said, hey, we're not going back to Toronto without the Larry O'Brien, without the Larry O.B. Tonight is a night of savoring that.